Hey, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag for Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 5:52 p.m., January 11, 2025. But the upload time to this is actually 11:30 p.m. You know what I mean? I wanted to record some more stuff that Mama Tag said, about Jehovah's Witnesses, because I actually have something uploaded tonight. You know what I mean? That, a conversation that we had about Jehovah's Witnesses and such, because my mom used to be a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I mean? She was just like ripping on them. Like, she said some funny shit. You know what I mean? She said some real funny shit. I got another conversation with her, but I don't know if I want to upload that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see and shit. This is the third discussion video of the night and the last video of the day. You know what I mean? And what I want to talk about is, and this might be controversial, but just hear me out. You know what I mean? I was kind of like going back and forth on weighing back and forth to see if I really want to, talk about this or not. But I said, fuck it. Let me keep it a stack. You know what I mean? Let me go all the way with this. You know what I mean? Now, I'm a person who collects pro wrestling merchandise, right? Or used to collect pro wrestling merchandise. The only thing I got is a shirt. You know what I mean? The only thing I got is, is a couple of shirts, and that's it. But when I was young, I had mad shit, what? I had action figures. I had cards, fucking, posters. You know what I mean? All that. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna front. I kid you not, in saying that I think the action figures and the cars and stuff today is fucking amazing. With technology and the way it look is fucking it's awesome. With that being said, this goes two ways, right? If you're a person who collects too much pro wrestling merchandise, right? Are you a true fan, or are you kind of a loser? I think it depends on. It honestly depends on your lifestyle, right? Like, I grew out of those, I grew out of like the heavy merchandise and shit. Cause like I said, I had mad toys. I had a bunch of shit. I had the LJN figures. I had the Hasbro figures. You know what I mean? I had the Galoob WCW toys. I even had the San Francisco toy makers joints with, ECW and WCW. I had all that. You know what I mean? And Jakks Pacific and such. But eventually over time, I grew out of it. You know what I mean? Because once I became an adult, you know what I mean? Once I got like in my 20s, that's when I was like, like I was not in a good space in my 20s. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I'll just say that. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with collecting unless you are one of these motherfuckers who have nothing better to do with your life. You're on the computer talking shit, saying that, you're internet trolling everything, but you still live in your mom's basement. And you're talking shit. You know what I mean? But then, like, you have all these things, right? You got fucking, you got posters of WCW and WWE and everything. You got DVDs. I have VHS tapes too. You know what? I actually still got some DVDs. I honestly still got DVDs and shit of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And I still got some WWE DVDs and some WCW DVDs. Right? But if you are a person who likes to start flame wars and, like you're one of these smart marks and such, and, but you live in your mom's basement, you don't work, you know what I mean? Like you eat pizza bagels and everything, then you're in the loser category, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with, with collecting stuff. It really isn't. But what I don't like, I think it also depends on the representation of that individual, right? So, if you like running your mouth and such, like Jim Baker, you know what I mean, who I don't think his kids are his, and the motherfucker's scared to take a DNA test, you know what I mean? Like, he runs his mouth and shit behind his fucking app. You know what I mean? But, but he eats, sleeps, and fucking, he eats, sleeps, and breathes Chris Jericho's dick in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. You know what I mean? But again, if you're an AEW sicko and you live that kind of lifestyle, then that shit fits you. It fits you. It fits you. And listen, like I said, I have no problem with people collecting stuff. I don't. Shit, nigga, I wish I could sign up for Pro Wrestling Crate. You know what I mean? Or Wrestle Crate and shit. I wish I could sign up for that. Cause they got some banging shit. But also, let's say like you work at an office, and let's say like your office is streaming and you have all that. God bless you. That's a different thing. I would do that too. But if you're the type of person that runs his mouth or her mouth, you know what I'm saying, with all this bullshit, you know what I mean, with nothing to show for it. But then, we look at your crib and it's nothing but fucking, pictures of Mina Shirakawa and shit like that. Then that's a fucking problem. Then you got issues, my man. Seriously. You got some problems. You know what I mean? You got a motherfucking issue. Because, basically, you represent loserism in pro wrestling. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with collecting. I was once there one time. You know what I mean? Like I collected video games or wrestling video games and all that. You know what I mean? But the other thing too is, what kind of bothers me is, I think with that statement, you got niggas walking around with fucking belts. That's the bothersome shit. You know what I mean? They're walking around with props like, oh, I'm the champion. You know what I mean? I'm the fucking champion. No, I mean, you ain't the champion of this shit. You're walking around with a prop, nigga. It's a fucking prop. It's a prop, nigga. Like, you're walking around with, the big gold belt and all that shit, nigga. Come on, bro. You can't be serious, man. You're not gonna see me walk around fucking Falkland Projects or fucking Farragut with a fucking world championship belt. Say, oh, I run these projects. They'll fuck your ass. They will fuck you up. They will destroy your shit, nigga. They will end your life. They'll stick that fucking belt where the sun don't shine, nigga. Come on, do that shit. But I can't do that. I can't walk around with a fucking belt. You know what I mean? Now, if I was showing off and shit, yeah, but I'm not going to pay fucking, $400 for a replica world championship belt. Oh, come on, you're going to buy a fucking, you're going to spend your rent money on, on a Winged Eagle championship. Come on, man. Come on, B. You got to have more common sense than that. Even though shit look hot, come on, man. You got to have, you got to have true common sense. And then again, like I see people going to shows, with belts, wanting wrestlers from other companies to sign their fucking belt. Man, I would have took that shit, take a fucking hammer, just break that shit. Bang, bang, bang. There go your autograph, nigga. I would have done that. I swear to God, I would have done that shit. But like I said, it depends on how you live your life, right? As to, if having too much wrestling merchandise makes you a fucking loser. It depends. It honestly depends. Anyway, guys, I'm about to be out, you know what I'm saying? I gotta take care of some shit in the morning. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens from wrestling news. All right, I'm gonna holler at you mañana.